looks like it. And we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for those technical difficulties. Unfortunately, like we say, we are in the middle of nowhere. It's been hard to get this internet and live streaming here at this event, but looks like we're there now. Just going through the screen, you see Francesco Capuzzo from Italy, one of the best kite surfers and also one of the best freestyle windsurfers out there. This guy is complete. Every single time I see him at an event, he has windsurf boards, surfboards, kiteboards, waterman. This is what we want to see. So really good riding here from the Italian. I know you guys haven't been able to see, but at the moment it looks like Francesco Capuzzo has the lead in this heat. He is up against David Marin from Spain on the F1 kite. So Capuzzo on the orange lycra with the RRD kite, and David Marin on the F1 kite with the white lycra. David Marin put in a solid performance in Dakar last year. He's a very complete rider, one of the best riders in Spain. Really powerful, very good on freestyle riding. Haven't seen him ride in waves recently, so I'm really looking forward to seeing my compadre to see how he's doing. I know all the boys, all the guys in Spain, señores, señoritas, apoyar aquí a David, aquí al español, que lo está dando todo. So here we have David. Let me see on my screen here, front and center. Cameraman was just going to go to the left, please. You can see the waves a little bit in the middle. It's hard to find those sections. It's closing out a bit. Not so easy. Wave selection is going to be crucial. I was talking to Pablo, one of the riders here, that it's very hard. The wind's dropped off a bit. It's gone a little bit more north, so more offshore, so even more technical to ride, as if this place wasn't hard enough as it is. Okay, so unfortunately that's the end of that heat. We'll be giving you results in a second. So coming up next is going to be Sebastian Guerrero against Joe Silva. So Sebastian Guerrero, one of the most talented surfers we have on tour, a former QS surfer competitor. He is one of the most impressive surfing kite surfers there is. Sometimes he gets on the wave and it's as if he didn't have a kite. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And then Joe Silva. Joe Silva, one of the locals and one of the veterans here at Punta Preta, also the organizer for this event. Once again, Joe, thank you for having us back and all your effort with all your team of making this event happen. It's amazing to be here, and obviously all the praying you said you've been doing to get these waves, and we have them here. So great to be in Cape Verde for the second year running for the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Tour 2019. So coming up next, Sebastian Guerrero against Joe Silva, heat number 15A. Not too bad. So coming up next, Sebastian Guerrero from Brazil and Joe Silva from Cape Verde. Then afterwards we're going to be having the two rookies on tour. James Carew, Rookie of the Year 2017, if my memory serves right. One of the highest and biggest potential young riders we have out there, the Aussie. Mr. Powerhouse, and the progression this guy has had in freestyle is amazing, pushing even Ayrton to it. Also after that we're going to be having Kiko Roy with James. So Kiko, also the new youngster on tour, Very, very impressive freestyle rider, getting into the wave riding, also just signing up with duotone now, so super happy from him, local boy from Tarifa, so congratulations Kiko. And here we go off to a very good start. In the water you have right now, front and center from Brazil, Sebastian Guerrero, and that's what we're talking about. There's that surf style, you can see he stays on that wave, top to bottom, utilize. He literally doesn't use the kite, he doesn't come off the face. Right hand side, Joe Silva, there you go, dropping in, just not quite, didn't quite like that section there. So white lycra, Joe Silva, orange lycra, Sebastian Guerrero. Joe is one of the first kite surfers here together with me too. You can see these guys know this break off by heart. It's literally, they can read the wave. It's amazing how they obviously the amount of hours they placed in this wave. It's just impressive to see how they can read it. So obviously again, local knowledge, but he's got his work cut out for him because Sebastian Guerrero, one of the best surfers on tour, is there. Also Sebastian coming second in Mauritius last year, so he knows what it's like to be in the waves, and he knows how to, you know, what to pull out the bag to get past those heats. So it's going to be a very good heat and an impressive one to watch. Two different approaches. I mean, there you go. Look, Sebastian Guerrero straight off the back, 8.03. Sebastian pretty much is what the judges want to see. They want to see power, fluidity. They want to see critical hits on the pocket of the wave, moving and using the wave and not the kite. So obviously Sebastian has it very locked in and knows what the judges are looking for. Then, you know, also here we have a nice wave here from Joe Silva, nice outside, solid bottom turn off the top, lay back, dragging that front hand, really go. There you go, you can see he's going right back into the power zone, getting that power so he can get up the wave and get those vertical turns. Once again, let's see what he's looking for. This is a little bit more of a vertical section on the inside. Not quite getting those turns together. Still going to be a semi-screwy wave here, but yeah, obviously against the likes of Sebastian Guerrero, Joe's going to have to pull up his game. We can see on the outside, so good wave there, nice 4 or 5 turns. It's going to be maybe a 4-point ride, but on the back you can see as soon as the cameraman's going to pan over, there is a huge set coming through. You can see the guys are a little bit more underpowered. Joe, one of the heavier riders, having a bit of a hard time getting back out, but it's insane the size kites they use. And here we have on the screen right now, Note deciding he doesn't like that wave. He's probably going to go for the one behind. Let's see what Sebastian Guerrero has for us. There you go, one of the bigger waves here. Very nice, coming down. So Sebastian Guerrero, look at the speed. He's going to set his line off the top. Oh, just missing it. No, wasn't too keen. Going to try and keep position and go back. We have been seeing throughout the day, the bigger waves are very hard to ride. So a lot of the riders, what they're deciding to do is maybe get a couple of the medium waves, get those 6, 7, 8 point scores, and then further along in the heat risk it. Of course, obviously, if a big bomb's coming through and you're in perfect position, you got to go for it, you got to push it. But it seems like the bigger ones aren't breaking as cleanly as the medium to medium big size waves. So also a thing to take into account, the riders have to adapt to the situation they have and to, you know, make the most out of the conditions at hand. So there we can see Joe Silva just dropping on a wave selection. He's getting the bigger bombs. Let's see, off the bottom, boom, off the top. There you go. That's what we're talking about. The speed, the power. Good moves there from the Cape Verdean. Let's see again. Just not quite getting. Oh, Sebastian on the back. One of the biggest waves of the day. Top turn. You can see Sebastian really does use the wave. Boom, once again. Oh, making it out of that. That's good effort. Let's see if he can get to it. No, he's decided to drop out of that wave. Nice couple of turns there, just losing his balance with the whitewater on that second one. But yeah, good wave there from Sebastian. Let's see how the judges score that. So as you can see, we have a 8.47 from Sebastian, so the highest scoring wave here, one of the highest of the days. The highest scoring wave was actually a 9.7 from Paulino. Like we mentioned, Paulino Pereira got kicked out early last year, even having a 10-point rise, so he's on form. He knows this place. He had the best barrel of the day, so it's going to be very good to see him going through the further rounds. And he will actually be coming up very soon. And afterwards, after this heat, we are going to have James Carew, Rookie of the Year 2017, against Kiko Roy, who is the Rookie of this year. So battling it out, very, very interesting heat. Now we're starting to get in the further rounds in the competition. You know, the level just gets higher and higher and higher. You can see the guys having a little bit of a problem, and seems like the wind's dropped off a little bit. Let's see if it starts coming out. It's just a little lull. It's interesting to see when the wind drops off here, it goes a little bit more north, so it goes even more offshore. So it's very, very hard for these riders to go out. Here you can see on the inside, you have Sebastian, you know, just cruising, seeing what he can get, and going out there, you have Josh Silva. A little bit of a lull in the waves here, but you can see the guys just sticking out the back, trying to make the most of it. Just, you know, patience. Obviously, lighter winds, it's probably more intelligent to stay upwind instead of going downwind on one of the smaller waves. But here we have Joe liking a little bump that he's seen. Let's see what he's got for us. Coming down, one of the heavier riders, but definitely gets some power in that kite. Let's see. There you go, he's being patient, waiting. Nice surf style there, coming down, powering through, bottom turn, boom, off the top. That's what we want to see. Little bit flatter there, but you know, still there you go, letting that tail loose. That's perfect. That's exactly what the judge is going to like. 3 turns, you can see the power, nice moves, linking those turns together, hitting a little off the top, a little bit of a cutback to get back to the power area. That's probably going to be one of his highest scoring waves. He has his, you know, work cut out for him. He's against Brazilian Sebastian Guerrero. You know, first wave of his heat, 8.47. That's a hell of an opener. So let's see how they come out. Let's see interesting to see what the score will be on that wave from Joe. So as we stand, 15.67 from Sebastian Guerrero, and then we have 9.03 from Joe Silva. 5.9 for that last wave. So almost in the 6.0 category. Obviously you could see those power turns, linking it together. That's what they were looking for. So yeah, and I can see some energy out the back there. Both of these riders have seen it. Let's see. And Joe Silva again, reading it. Oh, one of the biggest sets of the day. Come on, Joe. Vamos, vamos. There you go. Perfect timing. Let's see. He's coming down powerful off the bottom. Boom, straight off the top, down past the pocket. Let's see if he got a second turn for us. He does. Boom. Oh, just not quite making it. Then on the back, Sebastian Guerrero again. There you go. That's that surf style we're talking about. Straight lining it to get past, unfortunately not quite making the edge there. There you go, that was a really solid set. Insane riding from both of them. Having a few technical difficulties here with the sound. We are working on it. It sounds like there's some background noise here. We're trying to resolve to see if there's an open mic somewhere. We apologize. But anyway, who needs sound when you have images like the, you know, we just saw two of the best waves out there, Sebastian Guerrero and Joe Silva, proving why they are two of the best surfers, and two very different styles. You can see Joe Silva, powerful, more like a Scott McCurcher windsurfing style, and then you have Sebastian Guerrero, modern surfer, busy, very low, center of gravity, very close to his board, top turns, bottom turns, super powerful, and obviously looking for those air situations. You can just see, I don't know if you can see, yeah, there you go on the screen, Joe Silva just going past a couple of sets there at the back, insane. The waves just keep pumping and pumping. I mean, Cape Verde is proving why it is one of the best locations this time of the year. Also remember, Cape Verde isn't just Punta Preta, there's loads of surfing, really nice culture, the food is amazing, and also if you want to come for a nice chilled kite week, Kite Beach is super flat with little waves, nice onshore wind, really good for freestyle. Mitu and Joe have their center there, so they make you feel like home. So if you're looking for a destination this time of the year, February, March to about June, throughout the summer, it is really an easy place to come to. You have guaranteed wind, guaranteed waves, and guaranteed fun. So make sure if you have the opportunity to get yourself over to Cape Verde. And that's the end of that heat. Sebastian Guerrero coming off with the wind, 8.47 and a 7.2 wave, very consistent from the Brazilian. Then Joe Silva coming with a 4.83 and a 5.9, 10.73 average, but not enough to take out the Brazilian Sebastian Guerrero. So Sebastian Guerrero will go through that heat and move on to the next round. So coming up next, we will have James Guerrero against Kiko Roy. So in the water with the orange lycra is James Guerrero from Australia, and then coming from Spain, from Tarifa, living in Tarifa, from Valencia. Sorry, Chuso, I know you get on me about that. So Kiko Roy, the youngster, he is the kid everybody's talking about. His potential is freestyle, but he is getting much better and better at surfing, and obviously aiming, he wants to be a world champion, so he knows he has to be a complete rider. That is what the tour's about, that's what we're pushing. We want to find that rider that can do it in all conditions, no matter what is happening. James Guerrero has proved to be one of the best guys out there. You know, he comes from a surfing background, Aussie, you know, down under, the guy rips, and he loves it as soon as there's size in the waves. But then also, you know, over the last year, his freestyle has improved so much. All of the judges have said he is the guy that has had the best improvement, including Camilo de Noa of the tour, and proving that in events like Fuerteventura and Brazil with super, super good riding. But now it's about surfing, it's about waves. So let's see how these guys do.
No? Don't worry.
So on the screen now we can see James Guerrero just riding through the white water, just coming nice and smooth, and Kiko Roy on the back also. Yeah, nice bomb there for Kiko. So James Guerrero just, you know, there you go. I love that move. Just lay back turn, super nose. That's that photo finish. And let's see, we have Kiko. If he just comes on screen now, just riding the wave. You know, he's learning. His surfing is getting better and better. He knows he needs to improve it to be a very complete rider and be a force to reckon with. So it's great to see the youngster with so much potential, pushing his limits and improving as a rider. That's the reason why we have this tour. We want the freestylers to be better surfers and the surfers to be better freestylers. Why? Because they will be better riders and fight it out to become the world champion, which is the best rider out there. That's the idea, that's the plan. Now all of them, they just have to get to it and fight for that world title. Wind has definitely died a little bit. You can see both of these guys struggling with their kites, looping it around, just trying to stay in that upwind section where they can, you know, just wait for those sets to come through. In the end, obviously, 100% waves. As we were saying, there's a 15 wave count. So what's that mean? The rider can only take 15 waves. As soon as he maxes that wave count, that's it. The judges forget about him. It's as if he didn't exist. So top 2 waves of those 15 waves is what they get scored on. So obviously competition isn't free riding. You have to take all these things into account. So you can't just be grabbing every wave out there. Wave selection, one of the huge points that judges are looking for. They want to see that rider who chooses the right wave, hits the right section, moves at the right time to maximize and stack up those points to get that top score for the wave. You can see James Guerrero here just very underpowered. I'm not sure what size kite's he on. It looks like he's on an 8 Neo, and I think he's probably on the same size kite as Kiko and maybe about 30 kilos heavier. James has a bit more experience in the waves, so obviously he just wants to get into the wave of the kite, then he forgets about the kites and uses the power of the wave. This is what the judges are looking for. But obviously, risky game, because sometimes if there's not enough wind for them to even make it out to the break, then they can't even score. So yeah, all different decisions to be made with the gear and the competition. So this is why these guys have to be on it to know what to use, where and when. Interesting fact that you can see with some of the riders, you know, line lengths does come into account. You can see riders like Ayrton Cosolino who do use very short lines. James Guerrero as well. Here you go on the screen, just looking for this inside wave. I think he is going to, no, okay, he decided against that. You can see sometimes, obviously, because they want to get a few points on the board, the wind's a little bit light throughout their heat. In the end, you know, you have to do the best with what the conditions you have out there. So if the wind is a little lighter and you can't have those perfect waves, you have to just make the most with what you have. That's the top competitor. It's squeezing all the juice out the fruit when you can. As you can see, very hard condition here for the riders. It has gone a lot more offshore. So what's that mean? The riders are going parallel to the beach and having a hard time staying upwind. They need to, you know, pretty much need the waves to be able to get back to the shore because they use them to push against the board to come in. So as soon as the wind drops here, it shifts a little bit and goes pure offshore. So you can see Kiko having a little bit of a hard time out the back. And here you have James Guerrero on the screen, just going side to side waiting for that set. Couple of questions we've got on the live stream here is one of them is, you know, what is the objective of this tour? What are we trying to do? I mean, this year has been a huge year for the GKA tour. We've actually unified both the Kite-Surf and the freestyle under one house, so it's great to have everybody in the same family pushing in the same direction just to improve the sport. We want to push it as hard as possible and get everybody to be on tour and all the events, everything organized, so we can show what a great sport we have. And speaking of great sports and sportsmen, I just had Titi Lopez and his dog walk into the booth here. Titi, great to have you. How do you feel being here in Cape Verde, hometown, with these waves and this condition?
You know, it's not every day these waves are pumping. and the conditions are just how it should be. It's a little bit offshore, but it's really epic, guys. It's like double overhead. The wind is pumping. These guys are putting the best show you can ever have. Right now we're gonna have Ayrton Cozzolino on the water, the former world champion, and Sebastian just went out, pro surfer, and man, everybody's on the beach, super excited. People screaming. I don't know. For me, this is home. I'm injured, but I said, man, I'm gonna do the maximum I can just to be out there and enjoy this, because this is not every day. And yeah, actually after my heat, I always go for ice. And right now we have James on the water, on the wave, and we have Kiko Roy at the back coming, and he's coming on a big one. I'm not sure if this guy has been riding big waves like this, and he's doing pretty good. Going under the lip. Oh, this is pretty impressive, huh? Wow.
That's good to see from Kiko. I mean, James here, we know him. He is the powerhouse Aussie. But, both teammates of you, you travel with these guys, and also Kiko Roy, new kid on tour.
Teenager.
You know him, you spend a lot of time in Tarifa with him. What do you think of these young talents? And obviously, Cape Verde, we've seen a lot of young guys as well that we don't know, absolutely ripping. How do you think of this new generation?
Oh man, really, these guys are pushing the limits. And Kiked on the freestyle, he's really doing really good. Right now he's in Cape Verde, he's having the taste of Ponta Preta on a really big day. The conditions pretty offshore, so it's really good. These guys has, I don't know, it's very promising. I can't wait to see in the next few years what these guys are gonna be doing, what they guys gonna go for. But it's amazing. I really enjoy it, and I see a big potential. Also, there's a lot of kids here. Nobody knows, nobody see them, but it's something that you need to invest and to keep an eye and push them a little bit, because for me it was exactly the same, and I needed someone to push, go, you're doing good, and there's potential. These guys got everything, the natural gym, perfect wave in Ponta Preta, they got kite beach, they got secret spot, they got everything they need. And all they need, on the other hand, what they need is just a little bit of support and make them believe they're doing good and follow them a little bit. So I believe it's not here, also in Brazil, a lot of places in the world, but yeah, this is definitely good.
But
I can't wait.
That's why also having role model like you guys, like it must be incredible for, like, example here, like the kids of Cabo Verde, to see people like you, Ayrton, me too, that you guys have done it, you've proved it, it is possible. Like you say, you just need a little help, a little support, those people that can give you that little push, because sky is the limit and everything is possible as long as you have heart.
Everything is possible. Actually, I was just about to say that. If you really want to, just gotta work hard for it, make everything go to that side and go on the water, spend more time on the water, figure it out, have fun, try new tricks over and over and over again. Man, today we have a strong sun right here.
Hey, I'm gonna end up with a tan. The pasty white boy is gonna be a lobster.
Lobster. And actually, talking about Cabo Verde, how do you like being here? And it's your second time. And yeah, how you feeling?
I love this place. I mean, like traveling with you guys all over and having you at hometown in Tarifa with us a lot. But this place, for me, it's the electricity, the energy it has. You just on the beach and the people, everybody's happy, everybody's motivated. It just has that X factor, that special magic that just makes it. Now I understand why you guys always call this home and you always talk about it. And it's great for you guys to share this place with us, allow us the keys to Punta Preta for a few days. And thank you for having us.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just seeing James Cruz struggling a little bit on the outside there with the wind. I think the wind is dropping a little bit.
It's definitely lighter.
Yeah, it's getting lighter.
Obviously, James is one of the bigger riders out there. He's a big guy, and I think he's on even a smaller kite than Kiked. But one of the things we've been noticing, Matthew, and a lot of people have been asking, on the offshore conditions, it seems like riders use smaller kites. so they just
Exactly.
like, get out there
Exactly.
as they can, and then get onto the wave. Why is that?
You know, once you're in the wave, actually you're getting more speed because the wave is taking you. So automatically you're creating more wind. And what you need is just riding the wave. And if you can do it without using so much your kite, it's even better and it's much nicer. So the trick is to put your kite right on the window, you know, very low. Don't use too big kite. If you can go always one number less than what is good for the day, you know, go, it will feel better. And it makes it, this with the offshore, it makes it also a little bit more difficult for the backsiders. They struggle a little bit more, they go on the back, they need to push to get inside to the bottom of the wave and then make the bottom hit the wave, and then as it's offshore, it's gonna pull you out. So pretty much some people knows about what is it in Ponta Preta with the offshore wind, but it is exactly like this. Always when I'm going out there, I'm trying to put my smaller kite, you know, stay always close to the rocks, don't go outside because the waves, they come right here, then they open.
Close, huh?
Yeah, stay always close, stay at the back door, and then get it from one side to the other side, like pumping, doing kite loops, and yeah, this is more or less the trick.
It's a secret because we've been talking throughout the live stream. Obviously, equipment. You're heavily involved with the duotone development, and especially on the surfboards. I know you were in Indo. Very, very jealous of your trip in Indo this year. So
that was amazing, bro.
Oh man,
Seriously.
the footage, those barrels, everybody's seen them. Everybody knows you were there, and you know, amazing conditions. But one of the things that I've noticed here as well, everybody's using different boards. Like when I think of offshore, I think of narrow, round tail, hard edges to hold the speed and to be able to get those turns. But then I've also seen some of the guys with freestyle boards, and I know they have the surfboards. Is there a reason for that?
You know, as it's offshore, you're always edging so much to get to the bottom of the wave. And once you're edging a lot, you kind of almost go out of the window, and then you have no more speed on your board. So if you have a board which is a little bit more wider, you know, a little bit more volume on your front foot, this will help you on the bottom turn and then hit in the water. Hey man, I think we're having the former world champion in the water right now. Oh, you can hear the crowd going wild right now.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, Ayrton, I've been seeing, I mean, all of you guys have been ripping the last week, seeing all the conditions. I can see Ayrton front and center. He's going to be coming onto our screen with the orange lycra, and then we have him. He will be up against Barros.
Oh, I thought that was me too. I was going to say, man, this is a final, eh?
It's hard to see with this sun in the front.
On the front, exactly.
I've already apologized 3 or 4 times getting names wrong. But yeah, like I said, turning into a lobster, sun in the front, it's hard to see. But yeah, it's now we got Airline Cosolino, and let's see how this kite comes out. Barros is one of the local surfers, right? I've been hearing good things about him on the water. How is this guy? What's his story?
This guy, he comes out of nothing. And I grew up with him. I went to school with him. He's a strong character for some people who knows him, but he's a really, really nice guy. On the other hand, he's really good surfer. And having him now on kite surfing, he has no sponsor, he has nothing. Me too's trying to help him all he can. But I saw him the other day with a sideshow wind. Man, I saw some turns on the pocket. It was like, man, you really gotta do this, and it's very nice to having you out there and putting your surfing background on kite surfing, and then in Ponta Preta. Wow, I was so stoked about that. And now having him first time in a competition, he must be a little bit nervous, especially going with the former world champion Ayrton, which he knows better than most of us, you know.
But sometimes that can work, you know, towards you, because you're out there with a friend, you know he kills it, so go 100%, you got nothing to lose.
You got nothing to lose, bro. I hope he's just thinking like this, but you know, anything can happen.
Easier said than done. So yeah, like we're saying, we have former world champion on the wave, Ayrton Cosolino, against Barros. So Ayrton Cosolino is with the orange lycra duocone kite. Barros is on the F1 kite with the white lycra. Both of these guys, incredible surfers. So yeah, Matthew, thank you very much for being with us. And yeah, awesome to see you in the event. So yeah, if you want to stick around, you can help us with a little bit of commentating. Here we have Ayrton.
Oh my God!
On the wave, looking for the barrel. Nice bottom tom off the top. Boom. Turn number 2 going down. Let's see. And number 3. There is a reason he's former world champion. 4. Just breaking that tail loose. And here we go. This is that air. There you go, airing out onto the wave.
Oh,
now that's the way to start an event, huh?
Oh my! Did we just saw that? Like, like how we call that? A killer combo?
Killer combo.
Killer combo.
I like it. Here we go. Here we have Barros backside, like you were
Riding
saying,
on the
harder.
backside.
Very nice style.
Oh man,
Here we go.
this thing is getting excited.
I really like how he stays low. You can see he's a surfer. You can tell. Off the top. Nice, Barros, coming down. Boom.
Very nice rock. Go. Nice.
Pushing that back foot. Good start for them. Actually, one of the things, Matthew, we were talking about, let's say this new move that Ayrton and Misu and some of you guys doing this air, kind of like the windsurfing air. I mean, Josh Angulo, local from Cape Verde forever, and he's actually here at the event. I remember seeing videos of him doing those first airs. Is there maybe some inspiration coming from that? Obviously,
exactly, my friend.
That's where it comes from,
It's
right?
coming exactly from there. So we used to see this Victor Fernandez, Josh Angulo here back in 2007, 2008, making big airs, going from back door behind the peak and blowing up and go like, I don't know, 10 meters high, in front of the wave. And it's amazing. And the inspiration just come from these windsurfers, just doing the air, using the lip, and then put the board in front of the. Oh my God! Oh,
that's what we're talking.
Putting the board on the wind, and then it holds.
Yeah.
It holds. You just gotta control and make sure you land in the wave.
In the wave.
But then you have.
It's good to see that that's what makes a great waterman. Is you take from all sports. It's not, you don't box yourself. In the end, we're here to have fun. Who cares what we're on? We are here to enjoy the waves, enjoy the ocean, and we're privileged to be able to, make the most out of Mother Nature. And for the first event of the year, Punta Preta, showing us what she is made of. It's incredible.
Hey man, did you saw the first score of Ayrton? Dropping a 9.2. Right now I can't see it.
I think 9.25. Yeah, that's the second top score. The highest score of the event so far is a 9.7 from Paulino Pereira for that barrel.
Oh, I heard about that.
It just like went all the way from the right, just right off the back door. At least 3 seconds in the barrel, completely covered.
Really?
Paulino, he got kicked out early last year. He's hungry. Yeah, he wants it. Here you go, Ayrton again.
And he's coming here very often. Actually, I'm always in contact with him. He's like always asking, hey man, it's gonna be good. You think it's a good direction? So he's pretty much, he knows what he's doing here. He's a local here pretty much.
There you go.
But right now we got Ayrton killing it, going turn by turn.
Yeah, just the power. One of the things that impresses me the most of Ayrton is the power. You can just see it's 120%. I mean, all of us always see Ayrton has to beat himself and beat the guy he's against.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is 0 or 100. He just goes for it every turn, every maneuver, full commitment, and that's why he has the level and the skills that he does, because he just pushes it as hard as possible, and that's why he gets those extra scores. You can just see it out in front of us here now.
It's a machine, man. He's a machine. It's impressive.
No, it's
since kid, I used to go around with him riding on the surfboards, which has one fin, just one side fin, and killing it, or going on a skimboard and then trying on a windsurf. In less than 6 months, he's riding wave, doing airs. So man, what you made of? What are you doing? Are you joking with me?
Where did you get it? Where did you get it?
Tell me. Oh.
Dream big, stay humble.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the end, that's what it's about. And you can the riding these guys are putting off, and there you can see some of the sets coming out the back. Looks like we've got some solid lines come through the back. I can see Barros.
Looks good, eh?
Barros is patient. Huh? He's always waiting out the back. You can see he comes more from that surfing background. He's not used to going back and forth. He kind of stays out there, waits for the sets to come, then turns around.
I think this time we have Ayrton on the
yeah,
wave.
That's Ayrton.
A little bit offshore. He's coming back on the wave.
Yeah, there you go. It's nice,
he's
solid wave here. So here we go. Ayrton dropping in. Bottom turns, nice off the top, riding the lip, coming down with power, linking up to a second turn, boom, letting the tail loose, getting a little cover up there. There you go, again, turn number 3. Ayrton, he has good selection, and actually makes it all the way to the bottom. There you go, Ayrton just racking up the points. That's his 3rd wave. Soon will be, there you go, so 9.27.
Cooking.
Yeah,
it's
he's
cooking.
absolutely
It's
killing.
cooking. It's cooking.
Yeah, this is, I mean, there must be an internal battle between all of you guys, Machu. This is your home break. So this is, apart from the winner of the event, it's the keys to the castle. It's like, hey, this is my wave. So, there's extra push here.
Nobody jokes out there. Nobody jokes. I'm going, get out of my way. This is my wave. I'm going to make it in 100 pieces.
Yeah. Shatter it. It's amazing to see. But
And there's one thing I really impressed also from Ayrton. For example, you see right now Roy is going all the way back there. He can't really make it to the spot. But Ayrton is riding on an 8. And normally right now you're supposed to be riding on a 10.
I know.
And he's upwind. This is something I have no words.
I reckon he's got a little engine. But me too's the same.
It's exactly the same. I don't know why I don't have this thing as well. I don't know.
There you go, getting a little cover up. Nice, Ayrton. Really just looking for that cover. Oh, little ollie 180 or nice little reverse there. Mixing it up, getting the freestyle. Again, we're looking for the most complete rider on the tour. That's what we want. We want the surfer, we want the freestyler, we want the mixer-upper, you want the partier. It's the complete package, and all of you guys are the best ambassadors of the sport. And also, let's not forget the ladies. 13 girls for this event. I've been watching them. They've been killing it, and it's big out there.
It's big out there. It is big out there. And for some of them, they never been here. And who was here last year? The waves wasn't like this. Yesterday was huge. Unfortunately, we had to start today, but we can't complain. The waves are really good. But I'm so excited to see the girls tomorrow. We got Muna White here. We got all the girls. We got Carla Herrera. We got Ines Correa, who lives here. And this girl, I don't know, it's something that she's not scared of waves. And this is insane. Sometimes I see some turns from her on the pocket, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, no, she was killing it last year as well. Ines, so much power. Originally from Portugal, living here in there. Oh, Ayrton going big. Does he land it? No. Goes down. But
that was a big one.
You can see he's having fun.
He's having a great time, mate.
It's the most important thing is the fun aspect. For all the young guys and girls getting into the sport, do not forget. Okay, competition pressure, whatever. Fun. It's about having fun.
It's all about
if you have fun, it doesn't matter what happens.
You're the best out there, literally.
Exactly.
You're the best out there. You're having fun. You get in the waves. You get in the turns. You getting what makes you happy. There's nothing beats that. You're by the ocean. By the beach, and man, what can you ask when you do this sport and you're living?
Privileged.
Yeah,
privileged.
Waves like this, people who is always welcoming you to be here, feel good, I don't know.
A place like this also that you can touch the wave. For the spectators, normally some of the Mauritius, the breaks, it's so far out, it's actually quite hard for the public to see what's going on. In these waves, I mean, look. Does he come out? Almost. We were saying, he's 30 meters away from us, and you can almost touch and see him.
You can almost touch the wave.
It's insane.
You're leaving it on the rock right here, right here. You're sitting on the rock. You're like 15 meters from it, and
it must be good from the rider's side as well, because when you're on the wave, Matthew, do you feel the energy? Do you hear the vibe?
You hear the people screaming. You hear. I turn around sometimes. I see just hands waving, and for me, that I grew up here and it's home for me here, it's amazing when I see all my friends, my family, people who I know around. You go around, everybody say hi, everybody smile, everybody, hey man, I saw you out there, it was sick, it was incredible. Oh, I want to learn. You know, this is the vibe, and this is exactly what the people right here is putting in. Oh man.
No, it's great. Also, you know, like
it's good.
The live streaming coming onto tour now. We had it as a couple of the events last year, and this year we've started off. It opens it up so much for the sport and to be able to see it. And here we have Ayrton Airline Cosolino landing. Just a little floater. There you go. This is why
he makes it
considered one of the best rides. And also on the bottom, 1 turn. 2 turns, you can just see he's destroying the wave for every inch of his existence. It's great to see, and also for the friends and family back at home to be able to watch you guys. And you know, we get all the comments and all the guys talking about the live stream. You know, say hi to this person, say hi to this. We want to know more about that. It's interactive. It's a step forward for the tour.
I wish all of them were here right now. It would have been just. A lot of people, but if you're here, you're living it, and it's another story. It's
Absolutely.
Another taste, and it's man. How many degrees is right now? I mean, we're cooking because we have the sun right in front of us, but what we're talking about
30.
25,
It's perfect.
26, 27.
I mean,
and
shorts.
sun shining, no
This is
clothes.
awesome.
I mean, no clothes, no clouds. Bro,
no clothes, no Matthew. Wetsuit.
Show wetsuit.
I have Matthew sitting next to me in a poncho, starting to get me worried.
Hey, bro, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get ready for my next hit. I think I'm gonna be out there. So don't go anywhere. Get your favorite drink, okay? Sit there, all right, and enjoy the action. What can I tell you?
Thank you, Matthew, very much for
It's a
being
pleasure,
here,
Joe.
Good luck in the next hits. Ciao, Dio. And we're back. So coming up next, we have Pablo Mores against Pedro Afonso. Pablo Mores from Spain. He lives in Tarifa. Eras rider, very talented wave rider. And then we have Pedro Afonso. Pedro Afonso coming from Viana do Castelo. We had an event there last year. Pedro also very good in the waves, more on the freestyle style. So it's going to be good to see both of these young riders battle it out. I mean, Punta Preta is firing. Like Matthew was saying, to have these conditions at the first event of the year is amazing. It's just great to see everything go out. You can see, people on the beach, people are enjoying it. You can have all the, the vibe, the charisma, the shouts, the beers, the everything. It's just perfect. It is a perfect destination. I will say, I said before, if you're thinking of having a holiday this time of the year, Cape Verde has to be one of the best destinations. If you can get yourself down here, talk to me too, talk to Joe. They have, an awesome school, really cool accommodation. It is an awesome place to come. You have flat, nice little cross on shore at Kite Beach where you more for the freestyle and the strapless freestyle side. Then you have surfing in the morning, and as you can see, Punta Preta, when it works, is world class. This wave has been known by windsurfers. We have Victor Fernandez and Josh Angulo just standing to the left of me here, and these guys, some of the best in the world, excuse me. And also you can see, like we were talking about with Matthew, they are role models to a lot of these kids, and they put things into the sport. We're looking for watermen. You can see some of these new maneuvers on the kite is because these guys have been seeing the windsurfers doing it here in Punta Preta, and they've adapted that and take it to their sport. That's what makes a better rider. So really good to see all the mixtures of the sport. So hopefully wind's a little bit lighter at the moment, so we're going to hope for a little bit more constant, stronger wind. It seems like it's dying off a bit. Obviously we're coming to the end of the day, so the sun's starting to drop. So let's see if we can be a little bit more powerful. I can see Pablo Amores, he's on a 10-meter kite, the air rush wave just in front of us there, you can see. And then he's up against Pedro Alfonso, similar size on the duotone kite, just riding past him now. Pablo has been in Cape Verde for almost a week now. He's from my hometown in Tarifa, and has been sending me messages, making me very jealous of the conditions he's been having. He's having an awesome time, and you can see he's improved a lot. A wave like Punta Preta, you need to get to know it. This is where we can see so many of the local riders progressing through the event on knowledge, because they know where to hit it, when, how, at what section, at what time, and that makes a huge difference. Some of the top riders, they come out a week because you do need to get used to the conditions. The offshore wind is an unusual way to be surfing. Like Matthew was saying, you have to always go out with a little bit of a smaller kite. Make sure you use the right board. Gear selection is key, and wave selection even more. You can see some of the riders, what they do is they stick themselves a little bit closer to the rocks so that they use the wave to get into the inside section and be able to surf it, and then other riders go all the way out to the back and try to come upwind. At the moment it seems like the inside section is what's working better, because they can literally go up against the wave, use it to go upwind and surf it without using the kite. So yeah, different approaches. Obviously, everybody knows their level and knows what they can do. So it's going to be interesting to see Pedro Afonso from Portugal and Pablo Amores, how they deal with these conditions out there. And I can see on the back right hand side of my screen, it looks like we have some movement out the back, and Pablo Amores is right out there, so hopefully he'll be able to grab a wave for that set and open this heat with a bomb. So I'm gonna get our head photographer in the booth right now. Itva, it's good. We're actually going to have you in front of the lens. This is payback.
Man,
so, dude,
doesn't happen a lot.
How do you feel being in Cape Verde? Picture perfect, Punta Preta, awesome waves. What is it from the photography side? How perfect this place?
Well, we couldn't have wished for any better conditions, eh? So, and it looks like it's not even the last day with these conditions. So
yeah, it looks like it's getting bigger. The guys in the Canaries have been saying that the waves are huge, which normally means in a day or a day and a half they arrive here. If it gets any bigger than this, I'm going to start to get worried.
Oh yeah, you see, like there's already maybe a couple of guys struggling a little bit. So yeah, they have to get up the game, eh? Like
absolutely. So you've been on tour for all of the years, also one of the most known photographers in kite surfing. How do you find Punta Preta? Is it, you know, as good as they say? And from, you know, images, you also went to Indo with Matthew and a lot of the guys this winter. What is special about this place?
Well, what my experience is about this place is like this, literally so many angles in this spot where you can shoot from, and it's so close to the beach, the wave.
Yeah.
So you can like really feel the vibe of the conditions of the big waves, and there's like, yeah, as I said, like many angles to shoot from. You got so many foregrounds, like people in the foreground. It's endless.
Picture perfect.
Picture perfect, pretty much, yeah. Especially with these conditions.
Yeah. I mean,
I haven't seen it like this.
I haven't seen it like this. I've heard about it, and you know, like Josh and all these guys around us, we've known them from the windsurfing and seen these conditions, but to have this on the first day of the event, that's a hell of a start.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks, Itva. Really, obviously, great to have you on tour and with all the insane images. So good work out there, and see you soon. So on the water, we have Pedro Afonso with the duotone kite and the white lycra, and Pablo Amores with the orange lycra and the Airrush kite. They're having a hard time grabbing any of these waves. It looks like the conditions are quite offshore. You can see both of them just tacking back and forth, trying to stay upwind, trying to get into the waves. So yeah, let's see if they can make it back to be able to get some of the rides and get some scores on the board. So yeah, just talking to Itva there. Itva, one of the most known photographers in kite surfing. He does, you know, shoots such as Airrush, all of the Mystic. He's, you know, king of the air. GKA, he knows what he's talking about, and he is one of the best photographers out there. And like he was saying, to be able to be so close to the action from so many angles is what makes this place just special. For a spectator, you know, I have people sat on the rocks in front of me that are maybe 20 meters from the barreling section of this wave. You can literally just touch the action, and that you can feel the vibe, and also the riders on the water, they can feel it, which makes this place so special. You know, all of the Cape Verdeans on the tour, they have that charisma, they have that electricity, and now you know, being in their home ground with the conditions they always talk about, this is why we come here, and it's great to be a part of it. You can see on the back, it looks like there's some sets coming through, but these guys are having a very hard time staying upwind. They still haven't been able to stick a score on the board. So yeah, I think we're probably halfway through the heat. Let's see if these guys can actually get back in here. I know Juan Antonio, I can see him above me. He's eyeing the conditions to make sure that it's still suitable. Obviously, you know, it looks like maybe these guys took the wrong approach and went too far out. They should have stayed closer to the shore to be able to, you know, use the waves to be out there. But, you know, easier said than done. These conditions are very, very technical, and, you know, the wind does seem like it's dropping off. So you have Pedro on the left-hand side of the screen. Coming from Portugal, you know, he is one of the guys from the Viana do Castelo beach. It works at Viana Locos. His father's the owner of one of the best shops in the area. You know, if you're ever in Viana do Castelo in Portugal, make sure you go and see Rui. You know, awesome centre, insane restaurant right on the beach. Great to have them involved, and yeah, he made us feel at home. We were in Portugal, so Rui, muito obrigado. And then we have Pablo. He is one of the heavier riders on tour, so he's 90 plus kilos, and he's out there on a 10 meters, so having a very hard time. I don't think they'll be able to make it out there, so Pedro should maybe try and be smart and just get an inside roller here to be able to stick a score on the board, and he's got this heat in the bag. So competition, you have to think about that. You know, it's making the most of what is out there, and you know, there are no friends in a heat. Actually, it looks like Pedro has made it out. On the screen now is Pablo is going far off to the left, trying to tack up winds. But on the right hand side, we do have Pedro. Looks like he's maybe in position. Let's see if he can grab a wave on the next set. have Pablo pretty much doing what I was mentioning. He knows he can't make it, so he's going, I need to get a couple of scores on the board, so I might as well, even if it's just a couple of turns, I should get it up there. But unfortunately, it looks like that wave munched him and took him off his board. So yeah, but he will be scored by that one turn. But I can see at the corner of my booth, Pedro Afonso is in position to be able to grab a wave. So hopefully he will be able to get the first wave of the heat. So yeah, unfortunate conditions for these guys, but you know, it is about maximizing what they have. So let's see. Obviously Juan Antonio is seeing that it still is suitable. They just have taken the wrong approach to be able to get in on these waves. Let's see. It's a very nice set coming out there. Maybe we can see if our cameraman can pan right and put the attention on Pedro, who looks like he might be grabbing a wave. Yeah, not quite making it there, still out of position. Super hard conditions there for the guys. Interesting to see if they actually call this before the heat ends. I can see Juan Antonio standing up. Let's see what they have to say. There we have on screen Pablo Amores riding for Air Rush and Pro Limit here from Spain. And there we have Pedro Afonso in the front of the screen there. It doesn't like Pablo actually scored on that last wave. Let's see. I think Pedro is trying to take the same approach and grab on this wave to see if he can get some type of a score. Yeah, there you go. Pablo Amores, very smart. He knew he couldn't score, so what he's done is out of position, but he's gone, okay, gonna have a couple of turns on one of these waves, at least get a score, and he gets through the heat. Intelligent riding from the Spaniard. Unfortunate conditions to win a heat like that, but there you go. Pablo Amores goes through on a 0.67. So that is the last heat of the second round. So coming up next will be Titi Lopez, the local from Cape Verde, who's been killing it throughout the event. Very, very impressive riding. Kicking out Pedro Matos. Pedro Matos, one of the top surfers of the tour, and Titi Lopez kicked him out in the second round. And he's going to be going up against Rhys Myerscott from Canada. Also, one of the veteran riders on tour. Very, very nice surf style. So this is going to be a great heat to watch. Stay tuned.
So we're going to see what's going on next for the North round 2. And we have the winner of the round 2, Pablo Amores. And now we're going to pass for round 3. Let's hope for the win in some houses. Directo en España, el caballo, Pablo. Pablo venceu o primeiro hit. Você vê que o Sal mira aqui para break off, mas nós vamos cut on. Alright, on fire. Assim não te segura.
So coming up next, we have Titi Lopez against Rhys Myerscott. Titi Lopez, one of the best riders from Cape Verde. Super impressive local rider. He's been killing it. You can see actually both of these guys sticking close to those rocks, like we were mentioning. Matthew said it, it's easier to stay close to the rocks on the right-hand side of the competition areas because it means you can use the waves to stay upwind. Pablo Amores and Pedro Afonso are having difficulties staying upwind, but Pablo using his brain and being intelligent to get through that last round, just grabbing that one turn wonder on that small wave and was able to get through.
Now on Wave is on fire. This is the power because there's a black telematers, no matter of the no matter making a point of the
And straight off the buzzer, we have Titi Lopez on a bomb. There you go. I can hear the beach going crazy. Off the bottom, nice off the top. Coming down again, going back to the power section of the wave. Working that kite, trying to get some more, and boom! There you go, letting that front hand loose, spinning that tail off, and again, you know, nice 3-turn combination, and again, laying the back there. That's a good opener there for Mr. Titi Lopez. That's a perfect way to start. And also, you can see Reese, solid turn there. I really like how Reese hits those turns. Looks like he's maybe aiming to try and get a little bit of an air, maximizing this wave down. You can see his Ocean Rodeo kite there working well for him. Let's see, also that's turn number 3. 2 solid waves for both these riders, so a good start to the heat. Reese Meyer-Scott from Canada riding for Ocean Rodeo. He knows that Titi Lopez, he's motivated, he's getting through these heats, he's the local rider, he's the underdog. So Reese, being one of the more experienced competitors here today, he knows that he has to start strong, you know, get that psychological vibe over the other rider. But Titi Lopez putting it to him, so very, very close scores, I reckon, on both of those waves. Be interested to see how the judges view that. And we can see Titi eyeing up another wave on the right hand side again. Great wave selection, bottom turn, right in the pocket. Unfortunately just losing his board there. But great to see, you know, he's pushing, he's amped, he's motivated. Here we have Reese Meyer-Scott coming down the line. Let's see what he's got for us. Eyeing up this section, going a little. What's he got for us? Is he got for a little air? He does. Just jumping over that white water there. Just the wave closing out on him. So not being able to get a score on him, but you know, having fun, which is what it's all about. It's great to see how these guys, they really are maximizing the inside sections. You can see they stay close to the rocks. They've obviously been here for a while. They know how this wave works. It seems like when the wind's lighter, if you stay closer to short on that inside section, you can use the waves to stay upwind, and then as soon as you see a set hit, you just turn around and use the waves. So yeah, intelligent running from both. And once again, Titi Lopez, this guy's out on a mission, off the top, in the pocket, coming down, really nice. Great style here from the local Cape Verdean. Switching it up, going to backside. Obviously the wave flattening out. Yeah, one hit wonder, but keeping himself busy, like you were saying. Here we go. Reese eyeing up. This is a smaller wave, but it's actually looking like it's picking up nicely. Solid bottom turn. Nice. Just losing the rail there. Lip hit him a little bit, so not quite making it through. So as we stand, we have Titi Lopez comboing with a 6.33. Very good score for the first wave. And then Reese Meyer-Scott just in the 5-point-something area. So Titi Lopez just in front, but I mean early days in the heat here. But both of these riders riding really well, using power and making sure they maximize the lighter wind staying inside on this section. It's really impressive to see. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, the wind is very light, and for the offshore conditions, you need pretty much the least amount of power in your kite to be able to surf the wave. So you have, you know, guys in the 80 or 90 kilo area, they're on 8-meter kites. They literally are just bobbing out to the back to be able to get on that wave. It's kind of like when you see the windsurfers, they're just like suddenly planing out, getting out there, you know, just going through the sections, and then when they're on the wave, they have enough speed and apparent wind from the wave to be able to produce. And here we have some nice sets coming through. Here we have the Canadian riding Ocean Rodeo coming down the line. Come on, Reese, what you got for us? Getting past that first section off the top. No. You can see wave selection, as we were mentioning, super important in a location like this. Some of these bigger waves are closing out at the first section, so if you don't get past that, it's really hard to continue. Then we have Titi just doing the first turn of wave, really one of the biggest sets here of this heat. Let's see what he's got for us. And going off the top, yeah, just making it top to bottom, keeping himself busy. I really like how you can see how he comes back to that power section just in front of the right water, so he can, you know, dive that kite, get some power and hit it right in the pocket. Yeah, not quite getting as many turns as he would have wanted on that wave. And then we can see also on the right hand side of my booth, I can just see Reese Meyer-Scott getting one of the waves, getting a couple of turns, and a nice first turn on that one. And there you go, good second turn, top to bottom. Seems like both of these riders have a similar plan. Both of them keeping themselves busy, racking up those scores. But do remember, 15 wave count maximum. Top 2 waves are the ones that give you the scores. So you have to have that wave count in the back of your head. I know riders last year forgot to count their waves and actually had some, harsh decision, because in the end they said, yeah, but I had a really, really good wave that last one. Yeah, but it didn't count because it was past the 15 waves. So it's super important to keep that in mind. It's all part of the competition. So Titi Lopez in front with a 9.7 and Reese still there just in the 5.7 area. So yeah, hard conditions there. I can see just here on the inside I have Pedro Afonso talking to tour manager Tom. See about his heat, and just going to go up to the judge tower. Very harsh conditions for them, but yeah, I think they took the wrong approach and went too far outside and couldn't stay on the inside. So yeah, no, that's competition. It's not easy. It's about maximizing what you have out there. But yeah, but always, good to get the information from head judge and race director. Obviously, if they didn't kill the heat, they saw that the potential was out there, that the boys just couldn't make it. So let's see how that outcome comes. Here we go, another set coming up. Let's see. I think a bit hard to see with the sun right in front of me here. I think it's Reese is going to come on a wave now. No, I'm wrong. Out on the back, we have Titi Lopez eyeing up a huge section. Look at that. Let's see if he can get past. Bottom turn. Come on, Titi. Cape Verde local. There you go. Just train riding it down. We want to see a little bit more vertical turns. The heat previous to this, he was absolutely killing it. Seems like obviously the lighter wind, very hard to get those turns, because if not you can't get off the top. But maximizing as much as possible. There you go. You're just getting caught by the white water, so not quite what the judges are looking for. But yeah, I think at the moment Titi has the upper hand. Early days in the heat, Reese Meyer-Scott, really good surfer. Also one of our better freestylers. So yeah, a very complete rider, and it is not over until it's over. So there you go, Reese has come very close. Now there's less than a 0.43 difference between them. Titi 9.73, Reese Meyer-Scott 9.3, so it's anybody's game. So coming up next is heat number 17B. We are going to have Mito Monteiro against Nikola Abadjiev. Nikola coming from Bulgaria. He's been on tour, appearing and disappearing on tour throughout the last 2 years. Has one of the nicest styles out there. He has a really nice laid-back turn, which is amazing. He just hits it right in the pocket. It has a super lazy, laid-back start. But then, he's going to have to pull out all of the magic, because he is up against Mito Monteiro at his hometown, at his home break. So, Mito needs no introduction. One of the F1's main riders, been there from day one, godfather of our strapless discipline. His family's on his beach. One of his, his kid Michael is coming up, one really good surfer, and I bet we're going to see stuff of him in the kiting. And here we have Titi, hitting that section, just losing the tail, unfortunately. And I can see in the back, it looks like Reese is just eyeing up one of the third waves of the set. Let's see what happens here. So we have Reese on the inside just dropping his kite there, unfortunately. And out the back we have Titi trying to make it in. Conditions are getting harder and harder. It'll be interesting to see what race director Juan Antonio will say. It definitely looks like the wind is dropping off, and as soon as it gets lighter, it gets even more offshore. There you can see Titi on the right hand side of the screen just looping his kite. It looks like as the sun's going down, the wind is starting to drop off. But anyway, first day of the event, GKA Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde. Conditions like this, double overhead, barreling waves. We've had really good wind up until now. Hopefully it will come back. We're in round 3, first day. Doesn't get much better than this. It's great to be here in Cape Verde. You can just feel the vibe, the electricity here. Such a great country and a great kickoff for the World Tour 2019. Also, we'd like to take a big shout out to everybody who's helped out to make this event happen. Giada and Joe from Nautic Sports Eventos. Every year they have us here, they make us feel at home. Then we have, the Ministerio de Deporte. We also have Ministerio de Turismo Transporte, Cámara Municipal de Sao, the Resort Group, ASA, TWI, Grupo Cabo Can, Telecom, New Hilton Group, Green Studio, F1, everybody who's put their little grain of sand to make this happen. Here we have Reese on the inside, looking to better that score to go into first position. He's only 0.43 away from it. Let's see, this wave will still count. Come on, Reese, you got to make the most out of this one. Nice turn all the way to the bottom. I can barely see him. Let's see, there's another one. That was a good wave from Reese Myerscott. It's going to be interesting to see if that was enough. And down to the buzzer. Let's see if he's made it through to the next round. If Reese does get through this heat, he will be in the quarterfinals. But yeah, it's going to be a close one. Let's see. Titi Lopez, underdog of this event, and absolutely been killing it heat after heat. And this would be yet another upset if he makes it through this round. So let's see if another score drops in. But at the moment, Titi has this heat. So just waiting to get confirmation there. But on the water, we have Nikola Abadjiev from Bulgaria, RRD rider, and then we have the local Mr. Mitu Monteiro. This guy needs no introduction. Both of these guys have been absolutely killing it. And Mitu Monteiro, one of the best riders in the world and one of the best ambassadors to a sport. It's not about only on the water, it's about the complete package. And Mitu is an example to be followed. Shackers all day, talks to everybody, smile left, right and centre. This is why he is one of the examples to follow. Perfect example here. You can see Mitu is utilizing the inside of this wave. He's trying to use the shore break to keep himself upwind because the wind is so light. And coming in to meet me in the booth from down under, we have James Carew. James, welcome, mate. Good to have you here at the event.
Hey, mate. Yeah, it's absolutely pumping today. Wind's kind of gone a little bit funny. It's dropping off a bit. That last heat I just had probably 20 minutes ago was a bit hard.
Yeah, it looked like it didn't look too easy. Both of you, Kiko and you guys, struggling. Also, it looked like you were on quite a small kite there, eh?
Yeah, I was only on my 9 because it's been windy all day. I didn't really notice the drop, but definitely wasn't enough for me.
Yeah, but you still got through. But really good also, Kike, we know him from the freestyle side. I'm impressed, you know, he's getting into the surfing. He's the new Grom on the duotone team. What do you think of him? Obviously, you know, a couple of years ago you were the rookie and the new kid on the block. So what is your advice to Kike?
Well, I don't know. He's taking my spot. I don't know about that. But, no, he's been out here today and the last couple of days absolutely charging. I didn't expect to see him going on the bombs, but he's not going anything but the bombs. So he's absolutely going for it. It's awesome to see.
I mean, he's got all you guys watching. He's got to, because if no, he's going to get killed off of the water. So there's pressure.
Yeah, I love a bit of pressure. Eh? He handles it well. He gets on those big ones. He's got his game face on.
No, definitely. So James, this is the second year for you here in Cape Verde. What did you think of this place? I know you've been here a few days. You were sending me messages of barrels in the morning. Every single day has been surf and waves the last week. How do you find Cape Verde?
This place is like a dream. There's so many waves around the island. It's ridiculous. I can't even believe what I see half the time.
I know. So in the water, so this is an interesting hit. Me too.
Yeah.
We don't have to say anything about him.
Come on.
You can just see him.
He's a boss.
Like going up wind with no wind. He's right in position. He's just chilling and waiting for that wave. It's insane to see, and also like in Brazil on the podium, killing it, and also there with you. Such a complete rider, and this is his home break. I mean, he wants business.
The pressure's on now. He wants it. He's going for it. And no one rides this wave like me too. He just always on it. No matter how much wind there is, he's out there.
Yeah.
Remember there was a day last year, it was probably 5 knots and he was out there just killing it.
Yeah, it's amazing how the size of the kite. Talking to Machu, you know, offshore conditions, you guys tend to use smaller kites so you can stay on the wave. And, you know, you come from a huge surfing background and coming from Oz. What do you find the differences like on onshore and offshore conditions?
I really struggled in the offshore here. It's kind of, I came here last year, but I really only figured it out this year. It's kind of pulls you a completely different way to onshore. I mean, obviously it's pulling you off the back of the wave instead of the front, but to get your head around the movement of coming off the lip sideways is really weird.
That's a good example. Coming off the lip sideways. Yeah, all right.
It's definitely not up and down. It's all or nothing out here.
And also the girls, like I haven't seen them on the water yet. I've been seeing a lot of social media over the last weeks. They're charging and they're pushing us. Like there's size out there, and they're literally like, get us on the water. We want to be on the water now. It's so good to see so many of the girls absolutely charging. I can't wait to see them on the water. Yeah,
they're pushing it. I think all the girls that I've spoken to today are just like, are we going to be on? Are we going to be on? Are we going to be on? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the idea is so far is we're going to try and make it through to heat number 23B, which would be the semi-finals, and then we jump over to the women. I mean, we have ladies of the likes of Ines Correia, Joanna Edding. We also have Charlotte and Muna White. Muna White, one of the best surfers out there. I mean, you know, she rides coming from Hawaii. She knows what a wave is. Have you seen her out there? What do you think of her riding?
Yeah, she got here the other day and she came out and she loves the bombs. She loves it. She was kind of struggling in the wind, but from what I saw, she was killing it. Absolutely killing it.
And what about this guy on screen now, Nicola? He's been riding well, but we get back to him. Out the back, Mitu Monteiro on a bomb. Look at it. There you go. Oh. Okay, so yeah, this is why it's his wave. Just you can see he just hits it at the right section every single time. He knows it like no tomorrow. And look, there's pretty much no wind, and he's still able to ride. I mean, James, describe how hard that is. He's literally just floating on the wave.
This wave is ridiculous. There's probably like almost 15, 12 knots right now.
Yeah,
he's on a 9 meter and just killing it. Like he wasn't even underpowered on that wave at all. He was just flowing, had perfect amount of speed, just killed it.
It's as if he lived here.
You'd think he would.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you've been seeing his son Michael. He's starting to kite.
Yeah.
I mean, surfing. He's a machine. I reckon we might have a second Monteiro coming up through the ranks.
A little wild card coming through.
Yeah, maybe.
It's positive.
Maybe. Yeah, but it is, unfortunately, it definitely does look like the wind is dropping off. It seems like, you know, we're coming to the final hours of the day here, so be interesting to see how the general Juan Antonio decides if we continue or not.
I think he's definitely going to push through. I've never known him to call it off before the sun's down, so I'd expect some more.
Yeah. So James, you came through that heat, and you're going to be going up against Sebastian Guerrero in the next heat. You guys ride together a lot.
Yeah.
Two different styles there. You're more the powerful down to the powerful turns top to bottom. Sebastian's a little bit more busy, a little bit more on the surfer styles. What's your approach against a rider like that?
Well, as you said, I'm more of a powerful rider, so stick to my strengths, use my power. He's really critical. He gets a really good wave choice a lot, so try and stay on top of him and get the better waves off him. But yeah, just stick to my guns and smash it off the top.
That's the way. I mean, wave selection also here we've been mentioning, super important, because you can see some of these waves, they kind of close out the first section or flatten off, and then there's a little inside section where you guys seem to get a couple of turns. You know, is it hard to read, or can you know? If you're
surfing, especially when you're sitting at the back, it's kind of almost three peaks coming at you. It's kind of takes a while to learn which one to go for. There's one up the top, and then sometimes you'll get the ones up the top that only run halfway, and then again you'll get the closeouts that just destroy you. It's actually a really hard wave to read and get a wave from the top of the reef all the way down.
So we've got some scores coming up now. So Mito Monteiro, that second wave, which was the bomb, 6.8. So top score there, you know. Medium scores coming in. Obviously the conditions very hard, and then Nicola not quite getting it together there, 2.67. But I can see some movement on the back. It's impressive how patient Mito is. But there we go.
Here we go.
To see with the sun. There you go. Yeah, Mito on a wave off the top. Look at that layback, just dragging the hand as much as possible. I mean, that's overhead, and again, hitting this section, you can see how he knows the wave, and he just looks so calm and collected. As soon as you see him smile, that's when you have to start worrying.
He's never in the wrong spot, ever.
No. Yeah, you can see it the wave flattens off a bit there, so Mito decided to go around, just, you know, probably, what do you reckon, James? 5 point, 4 point something for that, couple of turns. It was good size. Good,
yeah, it was good. He got a couple
of
turns in there. Wasn't the best, but definitely medium score.
Wind is really dropping off here. It's interesting. I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if we see a suspension coming up soon. But yeah, still obviously different views from, you know, Juan Antonio up in the judging tower. Can see it. We have boats with wind meters out the back there, so you know, there we can see Mito. This is what impresses me the most about Mito. He has turned to Nicola, asked him if he needs some help to launch his kite there, because he's an ambassador. I mean, he's such a nice guy on and off the water. He's an example.
He will do anything. He's an idol.
Yes.
He's the idol we all have to be.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the statement right there. You know, I mean, how young is Mito? I can't say the other word because he will go at me.
Oh, you mean how old is Mito?
Yeah. You take the beating. But I mean, he's been there since day one, and he is still pushing all of you guys. You know, giving you a run for your money, and you know, to still be at an event like this and killing it, and freestyle the same. It's so impressive. He just
destroys everything. Yeah, if anyone comes against Mito, they're just on their toes, always.
I remember talking to him last year. He was like, "Yeah, I think, you know, maybe I might stop competing next year." And then he ended top 3. It was like, "I guess I can't." I was like, "Yeah, that's a good reason right there."
Well, I can't see him ever finishing outside the top 5. So.
No. There you go. Here he comes on a bomb. It looks like sun's right in our eyes here. This is the wave section coming down. Mito Monteiro, nice speed, coming off the bottom. Boom! Right off the top. Yeah, this you can see he just drives the line and doesn't go off of it. Again, right in the pocket, top section of the wave. Looking at it, turn number 3, beautiful. Look at the backlit through that wave. I bet it's getting the money shots right there. Again, nice little turn all the way to the bottom. Yeah,
Kite's
Lincoln
dropping
turns
out
to
of the
go. That's
sky.
going to be a very high scoring wave. Probably maybe looking for that little air at the end of this wave. But yeah, and also didn't see it on the screen, but Nikola getting a nice wave at the back as well. So good to see the Bulgarian getting some scores on the board. But yeah, Mito Monteiro definitely dominating this heat,
Oh, yeah.
and so far dominating this competition.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's probably the best rider I've seen today. You can see just then when he was on that wave, his kite was after every top turn just fluttering out of the wind, and he didn't care.
And he doesn't mind. Also, Paulino Pereira, top score for this day, 9.7. Did you see that barrel?
Oh, that was a good barrel. Come on. I'd take that barrel.
I'll take it. I mean, you spent a lot of time in Indo this winter.
Yeah.
I've seen all of the footage with Matthew, and you guys went there. I think you were there with Roderick and Jalou. How was that trip?
That was really fun, actually. We got some. It wasn't the best swells, but it was pretty much just us out and no one else. So we were just sharing barrels all day with the photographer. I mean, come on.
That sounds like terrible. It's
Oh,
horrible.
it was, yeah, no.
I mean, and
Don't
you
go to
call
Indo.
it- You call this a job? I mean, come
Oh,
on.
gets hard. Sometimes you got to drink beer.
Philip, you didn't say that.
Sorry, Philip.
So there you have some scores. We have look at that last wave, 9.5 for me to pull off a 9.5 in these conditions
Like
with
12
this
knots,
wind. That's
glassy.
impressive. I mean, you can see 16.83. I think that's the highest score so far of the competition. Also, Nicola getting some good waves, but yeah, obviously. Good thing about this format, single and double elimination, even if you fall out in the single, you still can come back in the double, so
Yeah.
it's not over until it's over.
Yeah, that second wind is definitely nice, especially when you come out of this competition early. It's come all the way here, you finish early. It's a bit heartbreaking, but the doubles really help.
It's the beauty of it. I mean, Brazil, you had a really good competition, and you know a lot of the guys coming through the doubles. I mean, you know, it does make it as fair as possible, because you know a line can break or you can have a bad heat.
Anything can happen.
It's, you know, to travel across the world just to get one chance doesn't make sense. And that's why
7
we do
minutes on the water. It's a bit.
But I bet there's a lot of people that would compete for 15 minutes of Punta Preta
yeah.
alone like this.
Oh, especially on a day like today.
Well, there you go. So Mito Monteiro moving forward to the quarterfinals there. So impressive riding from the Cape Verdean. Definitely showing why he is one of the best riders out there. And you can see he's obviously going to ride this way all the way to the shore, and you can hear the public just getting wild, because you know he is the local hero and the guy to be looking up. But still, Nikola Avdiev from Bulgaria, solid riding, really impressed with his surfing and such a nice layback style. So yeah, James, well, thank you very much for being us here with the booth. Hopefully the wind will stay and we'll see you on the water again, and if not, good luck tomorrow, mate, and thanks for coming.
Alrighty. Thank you.
So here you have Mito Monteiro. You can see just using the wave, get out there. And coming up next we have Paulino Pereira against Robosas. So coming up next we have Paulino Pereira from Portugal. He has the highest score of a wave of this competition so far, a 9.7. He had one of the best barrels of the event. Paulino last year getting kicked out early, so he's here to prove a point. He's here to prove why he is one of the best wave riders out there, and why we call him the Portuguese powerhouse. But he up against Anderson Robosa from the north coast of Brazil. Very impressive surfer, and in the event we had in Brazil, in Praia, on the freestyle side, also a super complete rider. So going to be interesting to see both of these guys out there. So front and center, orange lycra, Paulino Pereira from Portugal riding the Ozone Kite, and then we will have Robosa, who's just coming on the left hand side. There you have him on your screen. So Robosa is going to be on the white lycra and Paulino on the orange lycra. You can see how hard these conditions are. It's super light out there, still enough to run. You can see is most of these guys are staying on the inside so they can maximize the upwind ability. You know, the locals, they've told them this is, you know, it's that information that makes the difference, because as soon as they're on the wave is so powerful, they have more than enough speed to make the surfing. So here you have on your screen Paulino Pereira. I can see some lines coming through now, right now. Looks like he's maybe going to try to get himself on this wave. Looks, yeah, bit of a closeout. He's going to back off of this one. Yeah, it makes sense. Unfortunately, you know, you have to, wave selection is key. You have to make sure you get the right wave to be able to get through both of those sections. If you look at it, you see the wave here. So the top right hand corner is where the bigger sets start opening. But then a little bit further on the inside, there's a flat section that the guys have to get past to then come on the inside left, which is where they can get a couple more turns. You can see Paulino there on the right hand side. That those are the waves that you want to be getting, because those are the cleaner ones, the ones that open up. So we have Robosa's just getting a little bit late to his heat, but he'll be able to get out there. And also I can see Paulino Pereira grabbing his first wave off the bottom. Nice easy top turn. Let's see what he's got coming again. Powerful off the top, letting the tail loose. Look at the back lick in that wave. It's just picture perfect. Once again, maximizing every turn. Let's see, he's looking for that cover up. You can see he knows that score very high for him. Solid, just letting the tail loose, leaning backwards all the way to the bottom, linking turn to turn. That's what the judges are looking for. They're not using the kite, just using the power of the wave and surfing. This is 100% wave event. We are here in Cape Verde for the first event of the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup here. This is what we want. This is 100% waves. We want barrels, we want turns, we want airs, we want surfing. You know, as we go through the tour, we go to events that are mixed. We go also to flat water locations where freestyle prevails. But these events, we want to see the surfing. This is what we want, and we could not have better conditions than we do have here in Cape Verde. Also looks like we're going to be having a beautiful sunset, so beers later with the sunsets are going to be nice. So there you go. It looks like Anderson has made it. Sorry, Anderson. Yeah, Anderson Robosa has been able to make it out the back. He's eyeing up that wave. There you can see a nice set wave. Let's see what he's got for us. He is a backside rider. So very impressive surfer. Really low riding. I really like how he comes from surfing. You can see similar to Sebastian. Let's see what he's got for us. So dropping in on the wave. One of a nice peeling the wave. That's breaking up super nicely. And coming down to the bottom, looking for that bottom turn. Come on, Robosa. Let's see what you got for us. There you go, and keeping it a little bit flat, trying, yeah, a little bit too much power in the kite, can't make much of it. But yeah, opening wave, not going to be a high score there for him, obviously. You know, going up against a guy like Paulino Pereira, who has turned in on a wave. He's liked what he's seen. Let's see what he's got for us. Yeah, he's looking for that barrel. You can see he's just looking for it. So turn number one, laid back style. He's just, you know, off the bottom, equal speed, coming off the top. You know, he comes from Portugal. Portugal's a place with waves. He knows what surfing is. He is used to these kind of conditions and showing it here. Last year, Paulino got kicked out early, but he actually had the highest scoring wave at 10.0. This event so far, he has the best wave at 9.7. So the boy's on form, and he's out to prove why he's the best kite surfers in the world. Here we have Paulino go back out, and Anderson just about to grab another wave. Here you go, going backside, going back to the power section of the wave. Bottom turn, yeah, not quite making it all the way to the top. He wants to be open his hip a little bit more to be able to get those top turns. Like Machi was saying before, backside riding on a wave like this, especially with lighter conditions, is super technical. But these guys are the best of the best. You know, this is the world tour. Any heat can be a final, and it's about maximizing what you have and, you know, playing it to your advantage with the conditions at hand. Both riders look to be on bigger kites here. I'd say they're probably on 10-meter kites, which when it comes to wave riding are the bigger sizes, but offshore conditions, they're having a very hard time staying upwind. But still, if they can manage to make it to the peak, they only need a little bit of power to get on the wave. And I can see Paulino eyeing up this down section. He's starting to ride the left-hand side of the competition area, but not quite making it there. So he's going to be panning out to the right and trying to get back to the upwind mark. There you have Anderson Rabosa on the way out, nice and easy, planing up, maximizing his upwind and to wait for that next set. See a beautiful sunset's going to start in about an hour here in Cape Verde. What a first day of the event we have had. We've still got 5 days left. This, you know, for a 5-day event to start like this, perfect waves, beautiful sunshine, amazing vibe on the beach with insane riding from, you know, 39 male riders. Hopefully we'll be able to get into the women today. If not, we will be starting off with them tomorrow. It's just, you know, this is what Punta Preta is about. And I know Joe has been praying for these conditions. He promised them and it has appeared. So smiles for everybody. You can see conditions very marginal right now. There's, you know, it's even starting to glass off of the back there. Juan Antonio once again eyeing up the conditions. We have, you know, marks on the outside with wind measurements. He's, you know, making sure that it's suitable for these riders. Paulino coming in on a wave here. He seems to keep looking at these inside sections. I mean, we saw it with Pablo Amores. The conditions are hard. It's about getting a couple of scores on the board. You know, he's looking back to make sure that there's nothing there. So he's seen this wave. This is actually turning out to be a nice little section. So bottom turn off the top. Yeah, nice and powerful coming down the line, coming in for that, you know, double pump on the bottom, just eyeing that section. And let's see, he's probably got another turn for us there. Yeah, and also Anderson looks like he's seen a little bump. It's going to be, no, unfortunately, a little bit too far out. So coming into the booth, we have one of our organizers here, Joe Silva. Joe Silva is one of the veterans from Punta Preta. Joe, thank you for having us at your hometown, to creating this event for us. How does it feel with all the riders here with the famous big Punta Preta?
Exactly, it's like a dream come true, you know. It's I'm pretty sure to have this condition, GKA here, with amazing condition. It's on fire, guys going crazy out there, and the wave are pretty nice. Now we have some drop wind, but it's people managing on the wave. But since I'm nice show, the guys going up, I'm really happy to have this event here. Cabo Verde, it's very happy, and it's good we have a live streaming to show everyone's out there what is this condition, what's mean Punta Preta, you know.
Exactly. I mean, for us to start the tour in Cape Verde with these conditions, I mean, this is 100% waves. It doesn't get any better than this. And one of the things that we've been mentioning throughout the day, the locals, there are people we don't know who are ripping. I mean, Tiki has got all the way through a few of the heats kicking out, guys like Pedro Matos. You can definitely see there's a lot of talent here in Cape Verde.
Yeah. Punta Preta, they see the conditioner. Punta Preta is strange because it's never the same, you know. It's And one winter time, you have so many different conditions, offshore, side, really offshore. Then you have to try to manage because the wave that's so beautiful. You have to try to go in and after do your things, you know. If you to do in Ponte Preta, after for you it's not so problem, you know. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And you live here. How good are these conditions? Because I can't imagine it getting any better. And to have it on the first day, from a scale of 1 to 10, how good is it?
I can say today it's 8, 8.5. Don't be because big than this, but we have like at most 8 to 10. 8 it's good.
So we're getting a little bit of technical difficulty with this, with the sound. So 8.5 is what you reckon these conditions are. But this is day 1. We still have 4 days, so we can make 12, 15, 20, 100. So we have a lot of time, Joe.
Because I just want to see because maybe the couple days the wave will picks up more, so we're gonna see the condition. It's gonna be amazing. And I'm so happy to see, and it's not easy to build up, to set up everything before the event. I know you guys, I know all this crew, and I'm inside of kite surfing industry. I want to make a good event and a good place, and it's a lot of work, like all my staff, my wife, Chada, they were amazing, all our sponsors to support, Minister of Sport, F1, all of them. So without them, it's impossible to do this, and a lot of power inside on the group. So we are happy to see all this event here. Everybody is screaming on the beach, crazy. Everybody's on fire. You know?
Exactly, everybody is on fire, and you know the amount of support you have from this event. This is the second year, and the amazing thing also is how the country and how the government has got behind to help you guys out. You have a lot of sponsors involved, and it must be coming from a rider, you know, to be able to create an event. It must be also very cool for you.
Yes, definitely, because when I talk about this project and to bring this event here, it's something to be amazing for Cape Verde, because actually we produce a lot of things. It's good for the tourists, for our sport. It's good for everything here in Cape Verde. So many people just visit Cape Verde for our sport, kite surfing, but now they can kite surfing in other part and come to Ponte Preta and having fun and see the competition go on. And for Cabo Verde, it's very good. It's a very big promoter for our country, and especially we work on the tourist industry, or especially kite surfing, surf, and Ponte Preta has been very famous for windsurf. Now it's grow up on the kite surfing now, so it's good. We are happy.
I can imagine. All of us are happy, Joe, and with the sunset, I think the day is going to end with some cold beers. We've had some great waves, and we're going to go to Ojo de Agua for the opening ceremony. So once again, thanks for having us here, and thank you so much for making this incredible event. So that was the end of that heat. Paulino Pereira coming out on top at 10.17. Andrea Rabosa just not quite getting the scores that he needs, but very impressive riding for both of these guys. So coming up next, we have Matthew Lopez will be going up against Elvis Nunes, both from Cabo Verde. Matthew Lopez riding under the flag of Spain, former 2017 world champion, and Elvis Nunes, one of the most powerful local riders we have, super powerful style, amazing wave selection. This is going to be a very, very good heat. Okay, so green flag for the heat between Matthew Lopez and Alves Nunes. We have waves, we have sunset, we have conditions. Punta Preta, the first event of the year for the GKA Kite-Surf World Cup. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. Look at those conditions. You can see both of the riders on the right-hand side of your screen. You have Matthew Lopez with the yellow duotone kite. And then you have Alves Nunes with the Peterling. Both of these riders super powerful in the waves. And here we have Matthew, looks like he's eyeing up a set wave. You can see, there you go, just staying upwind, maximizing. Obviously it's light. Oh, no, didn't quite like that. Looks like it was going to close out, so he decided to go back. Wave selection right now is key. You have to be on your game to make the right wave, because it's quite hard to stay upwind and get back to the set. So here we have Alves, powerful bottom turn, nice off the top, not quite getting as vertical as he would like, but still solid start there. And again, there's a little flat section. You can see it's very hard for them to keep the power in the kite. The wind is a little bit light. Elvis is probably one of the heavier riders out there, just not quite getting the thing. And there you have Matthew Lopez, front and center, pushing the water off of the top of the wave. Yeah, making it work. Top to bottom, Matthew, really nice style. Here you go, just going down the line, super fast. Look, he just opens up his stance, really completely drops his body down, turns into the wave, goes top, tries to get past vertical, hits the top, lets the tail loose, goes down with exactly the amount of speed as he went into the turn. That's what the judges are looking for. And that is why Matthew is one of the best surfers out there and was 2017 world champion. So yeah, make sure you keep an eye on this rider here now. As you can see, conditions very light, you know, offshore wind, all of the riders with small kites, but having a hard time. You can even see some of the sections of the wind is actually glassing off. So we are getting close to being non-competition conditions, but I can see race director Juan Antonio making sure, being on top of it. As soon as it is not suitable, he will call it. But so far, he considers that the conditions are suitable to run, and you can see why. I mean, look at that last wave from Matthew. Mitu also in his heat, super light wind, but still getting 8-point scores. There you go. Matthew Lopez, a 6.83, high score. Alves Nunes, also nice, you know, has good power, 5 points, so quite close. Matthew just getting the upper hand, a little bit more vertical, a little bit more critical, hitting the wave in that critical section in what we would call the pocket. Equal speed on entry and exit. Judges are going to be looking for this, the fluidity. They don't want power on, off. They want it to be continuing and maximizing and squeezing every last drop out at every turn. The conditions here in Cape Verde this time of the year are just amazing. Like we've been mentioning, if you're thinking of coming on a kite surfing holiday around this time, Cape Verde is definitely a destination. We're sitting here on the beach, t-shirt and shorts. I mean, this is a privilege. I'm watching the best of the best about 20 meters away from me. Here we have Matthew switching up, going backside. Let's see, off the top. Yeah, letting that tail loose. There you go, low style. Again, that's what we want. Hitting it right in the pocket, letting that tail loose, spraying the wave rods, throwing his body into it. Commitment, speed. That's going to be a high scoring wave. Matthew, in my opinion, has one of the nicest backside riding out there, probably together with Titi Lopez. It's amazing. Sometimes I even think they surf better backside than they do front side. And obviously Matthew, growing up here, he's had to ride Punta Preta like this. This is his home break. This is his home spot. And you can see throughout the event, the guys that are used to this wave. I mean, there's probably 12 knots of wind, and they're making it out to the wave, surfing as much as possible and doing turn for turn. It's insane the level these guys have. And here we have Alves Nunes, powerhouse, coming down. There you go, a nice bomb, powering down to the bottom. digging his rail, going off the top, hitting it on the top section. Yeah, nice. Wants to get that tail a little bit looser to get some of the higher scores from the judge. Let's see again. Always going to be trying to get that cover up, dragging that hand to break himself a little bit, not quite getting it. There you go, a nice turn. This is a good solid wave for him, so this is going to combo with that 5.0 he has, is going to be giving him a good score. Yeah, there you go. Elvis Nunes can be happy with the performance of that one. And there I can see on the outside, it looks like Matthew is eyeing up a section. There you go, front side. Aiming nice there. Does he land it? Not quite. That's that maneuver we were mentioning before. These guys have grown up seeing the likes of Victor Fernandez or Josh Angulo riding Punta Preta. They've seen how they would, Matthew was explaining how they just fly over that first section where it closes out a bit, and they've taken it into their sport, adapted it, and we see it here today. That's a waterman, joining all the different sports. It doesn't matter what you're on, windsurfing, kite surfing, paddle, foil. It's about having fun. It's about making the most out of the conditions. And if not, you just need a bigger garage for all the toys, and then there's no excuse not to be on the water. So interesting to see how they scored Elvis's last wave there. The solid wave, nice linking up a couple of turns. So it would be good to see how our judges are doing that. So let's see. Yeah, so a 5.53, so 10.53 combo for Nunes. But Matthew Lopez also very consistent, 6.83, 6.23, so 13.06 combo. This is when you start to see the top riders. They're consistent. It's not, you don't suddenly see a 7, then a 2, then a 1, and then a 6. They're consistent. Every wave is a good wave, and this is why. Here we have Matthew coming down the face, front side, turning that kite. There you go. Let's see what he's got for us. No, didn't quite like it. Obviously, seeing something that he didn't agree with him on that wave, and he's gone back once again. Wave selection. The wind is light. You want to stay on that upwind position to be able to get those waves. As soon as you get out of that position, you have the possibility of not being able to make it back. So crucial in these conditions is wave selection. And both of these guys are amazing. That you can see even Elvis there trying to body grad to get even further upwind. It's utilizing every single bit that they can to get to those waves. Coming up next in heat number 19A will be Gianmarcos Rivera and Sandro Piso. But on your screen there you go. That's one of the best turns I've seen so far. Off the boarding, coming right off the top. Nice little cut back there, trying to get back to that power section. Let's see what Matthew's got. Power in that cut. There you go. Open a hit. Look how low he gets. Off the top. Just unfortunately missing it there. Getting pulled over by the white water. Here we have Elvis on a little bomb on the inside. Not quite pulling it together. Getting a couple turns in. You can see as soon as the guys see that the wave is not worth it, they kick out because they know how crucial it is to stay in that section. Matthew, one of the best turns we've seen at the event so far, and how hard it is to ride like this on his backside. He just, completely opened his hips, looks over his front shoulder, all the way over the top, go past vertical, back down, going past the degree again with the same amount of speed. This is why they are the best of the bestest. And there's the image right there. Paradise, sunset, waves, best riders in the world at the best right-hander possible, pumping. What a day one to Cape Verde event here in Punta Preta. So some scores. There you go. 7.03 for that wave from Machu. That's the difference. Is that the vertical turn. Going past that vertical position and coming all the way off the top, back down and back to the power zone. It's what the judges are looking for. They want the commitment. They want to see the fluidity, the surfing. Machu, again, this is a really nice wave. Let's see. Coming back off the bottom. Oh, is he... he was looking for it. There you go. Just breaking the tail loose. That's a nice little turn. Waves kind of pulling up for him. There you go. Solid again. Love how he just hits that front hand into the wave. Again, off the top. Little floater there. Let's see. Has he got a fourth turn first? Yep. Again, small little air there. But yeah, obviously, nice wave there for Machu. Not as good as his last one. You know, the wave wasn't as big. Had a couple of turns. Probably going to be in the 5-point area. But yeah, good surfing here from the Cape Verdean rider under the flag of Spain. Elvis Nunes on the right-hand side here, just eyeing up, waiting for that set. And I can see on the left-hand corner of my screen some of the riders getting ready to get out there. So let's see. That's Machu right there. It's hard to see now. The sun's coming down. So Machu just, you know, cruising out. You can see even the water is glassing off. The wind is really dropping. It's going to be interesting to see how far forward we can get. Coming up next, if we continue, will be Gianmarco Rivera against Sandro Piso. Gianmarco Rivera from Dominican Republic, living in Tarifa, one of the most complete riders out there. And against Sandro Piso, great to see the Italian Sandro back on tour. He's been away for a year, been very missed, and it's great to see him ripping here in Cape Verde. There you go. Looks like Elvis is picking up a nice little bomb on the outside. This one's definitely got some speed. Just eyeing it up, coming down. There you go. Come with some speed. Getting some power out that kite. Coming off the bottom. And, yeah, not quite making it. You can see doesn't have enough power in his kite there. Timing is crucial when the conditions are like this. And especially offshore, it's so hard. I mean, these guys, I know they make it easy. But how they perform in the technical difficulty that is offshore wave riding, it's insane. And here we have Machu. Looks like a nice little inside section. This wave is coming out really nicely. Let's see what he's got for us. He's on that wave, so this wave will count. Let's see, coming down. It looked like it was looking for the bow, but the section not quite coming together. So there you go, off the bottom, looking over his front shoulder. Boom, off the top. Nice top to bottom verticality. And again, just a nice little roundhouse there. Yeah, cool and collected, nice and smooth. And here just jumping in front of the sunset, we have Elvis Nunes just having fun. You know, it's smiles and shackers all over. These guys are just having fun. You know, what a start to a competition and what a start to the year. Perfect right-handing peel waves, great winds, friends, family, and the electric vibe that the Cape Verde has. What a start. So coming up next is Gianmarco Rivera from Dominican Republic against Sandro Piso from Italy. I can see Gianmarco's in the center of your screen right now. You can see his Kite and More logo. Gianmarco's is opening a shop in Tarifa as soon as he gets back. So good luck to Gianmarco's. Anybody in Tarifa needs some expert info, or he does some really great rider camps, make sure you go and see Gianmarco's at his shop. He is going to be going up against Sandro Piso, which I can't see him here on our screen. Yes, I can. Sandro Piso is the little dot on the right-hand side of your screen. Sandro, lighter rider, so he might have the advantage here against Gianmarco's. Let's see. Great to see Sandro back on tour. Congratulations, current Italian champion. You know, obviously been injured for probably the best part of the year. Great to see him riding again and, you know, coming on a high, winning that Italian championship. So yeah, welcome back, Mr. Piso. Duotone teammates, these guys, you know, they travel a lot together, ride together. Big, you know, duotone riders are all a family, like all the brands here. One of the best things about the guys on this tour is their charisma. Everybody helps out everybody. There's a great vibe. You know, they travel together, they surf together, they party together. You know, it is one big family, and, you know, guys that stand out, that, you know, look after the younger guns and the rookies coming up and make them feel one of the pack. That's what it's about. You know, it's transmitting the energy and what the surfing tribal vibe is, and these guys do it amazingly. Don't know if you can appreciate it on the screen here, but I have a beautiful gold sunset in front of me with Gianmarco's eyeing up a set coming down. There's some lines coming out of the back, so it looks like we're going to be starting this heat with a couple of bombs. Doesn't get much better than this. Let's see what Gianmarco's has here. Just coming in on the screen there. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, there you go. We have him on a wave. It's, no, sorry, that would be Sandro Piso. So coming down, Sandro, backside. Let's see what he's got for us. Italian champion, back on tour after a year. Coming on strong, so pushing, getting some speed on that wave. Let's say, looking for bottom turn off the top, dropping that hand. Little bit flat, but nice. You know, just wants to get some scores on the board. Again, second turn. Yeah, there you go. Keeping himself on the wave. You can see the wind is a little light, so the guys really have to depend on the power of the wave to continue down. But, you know, nice, you know, combination of 3 turns there for Mr. Piso. So intelligent riding, getting a score on the board. He has gone very far down now. It's going to be interesting to see if he can keep himself and stay upwind. This is where you see some of the locals, they stay close to the stones and actually bounce off the white water of the waves to be able to stay upwind. So let's see how Sandro gets out there. He is one of the lighter riders, so has that advantage. On the screen we can see Gianmarco's with the dreadlocks out the back, looking for that set, being patient. It's what it's all about. Stick to your game plan. Gianmarco's very experienced rider, been on tour, all of the tours for many years. He's one of the best complete freestyle and strapless riders out there. Great to see him here at this event. And yeah, it looks like he's eyeing up a set there to come there. There's the image. Sunset, waves, Sandro Piso just chilling, making his way out. And here we have Gianmarco. You can see he's smiling. He's hungry. Come on, Gianmarco. Dale, tigreton. Dale. And bottom turn, setting the line. Just unfortunately that section just closed out on him there. Sometimes the first section of some of these waves just breaks in front of the guys and they can't make it past it, especially when the wind is lighter. It's super hard. You can see Gianmarco's there struggling a bit to get out of the impact zone of those waves, so he's body drag himself out of there just to make sure that he can get past. Wind is definitely getting light. Let's see Juan Antonio. I can see him again looking at it. Sandro Piso out the back, Gianmarco's on the inside. Yeah, let's see what his call is going to be. So far currently we are in heat number 19A of the 3rd round. So that is about halfway through the 3rd round of the competition. Remember, this is a single and double elimination format. What does that mean? Single and double elimination means that all riders have 2 chances. So if they get kicked out, they still have another chance to continue competing. So it is the fairest format of competition, and agreed with all the riders. It works. It allows them to, in the end, if you're traveling all over the world and get kicked out because you had a bad heat, or you got seeded against one of the better riders, or your equipment breaks, you still have a second chance. So that's what we try to do here, to make the tour as fair and as complete as possible. And yeah, so obviously conditions like this, I mean, this is only the first day, and look how much riding we've had. We're expected even bigger waves, not tomorrow, the next day. So for sure we're going to be able to have a double elimination at this competition and see these guys riding and riding. Double elimination also, the winner of the single is the provisional champion, but that still means that someone can come all the way up the ladder in the double and will have to beat you twice to take away that crown. We saw it in Brazil. Camille Delanois winning the single, some of the best freestyle riding we've seen up to this day, and then Ayrton Cosolino in the double, beating him twice. The heats there was like 60-point heats. The level of these guys is insane. So it is possible. It is not over until it's over. So this is going to be an action-packed event here on the island of Sal, Punta Preta, Cape Verde. Can see, look at that, there's a Sandro Piso eyeing up a wave there. There's a really nice set. Let's see if he can get some power to go through that wave. Can't see him just with the white water there. There you go, coming down the wave. Sandro Piso, current Italian champion, to the bottom. Let's see, bottom turn, come on Sandro. Yeah, not quite getting, yeah, getting some speed there, just getting the first turning. Let's see, gets the second. He's really light. You can see in these conditions he needs to stick more to the center of the wave, where the wave would give him that power. There you see that little part there. Needs to be using the wave's energy and not the wind's energy. But there you go. That's a good turn. Good couple of waves there from the Italian. Haven't seen the score yet, but I'm presuming after that wave he will be in the lead. Yep. There you go. So Sandro Piso, 4.37. Gianmarco's only a 0.5 on his first wave. So Sandro, good score. And I presume he's going to have another mid-decent score on the second one. So the Dominican has his work cut out for him. There you go, second score for Sandro Piso, 4.23, so totaling at 8.6. So Gianmarco's, I mean, it's not over until it's over. He can still get a 10-point ride and beat Sandro Piso. Conditions being like they are, he's going to probably need a couple of waves. You can see he's struggling with the wind out there. Let's see what happens. But yeah, Gianmarco having a hard time here. Sandro Piso, little bit of a lighter rider, having the advantage in these conditions. Going to be interesting to see what our judging panel and directors are deciding about this. We are getting very close to being marginal. I mean, the view I have here in front is so beautiful. There's a sunset, we have the waves, it's insane. Punta Preta, first day. Unfortunately, hopefully we need a couple of windmills, giving us an extra maybe 5 knots to make it a little bit easier for these riders, but still, to have so much action on the first day at the first event of the 2019 tour, we could not ask for a better start. And I'm amping to see how much action we're going to have at this event. You can see coming up next is also going to be Francesco Capuzzo against David Macias. But yeah, let's see what our race director is going to be saying, because it does look like conditions are getting very, very marginal. Yeah, I can see Juan Antonio on the top of the judging tower here. They are eyeing up these conditions. It is getting very close to being marginal, so I think they could be considering in an AP. I think they're waiting for the 1 more minute to take the decision. Here we go. Come on, Jan Marcos. Nice wave on the inside here. He needs to start getting the score up. Unfortunately, no, it's flattening off. He knows it. You can see he's pumping. He knows he needs to start getting some scores on the board. Let's see. Can he drop in on this wave? Come on, chamaco. Dale, vamos. So here we go. So it's all about making the most of what you have. So Gianmarco knows this. He's experienced. Bottom turn. Off the top. Trying to stay on this wave. Very hard conditions. There you go. Down again. Turn number 2. Solid bottom turn. Really nice off the top. That was a good turn. And again, boom. Look at the white water out the back of the wave. So again, do we get a 4th turn? We can only see the back. This is an angle I really like as wave. You can just see the power he has and how he's moving through that wave. So hopefully he'll be able to make it all the way back out to the back, because I reckon that will probably be a good score for him. And if he gets another combo, could probably get past Sandro Piso. Fortunately, it looks like the wind's picking up a little bit again. I can see Jan Marcos. He's just going to be appearing on the screen here on the left-hand side. Looks a little bit more powered up, so hopefully, and also a set, so he can use those waves to push against it to stick up wind. On the back, I can see Sandro Piso maybe deciding to drop in a wave. There you go, Jan Marcos. Intelligent riding. He is, there you go. That's the competition experience. You've seen Sandro hasn't grabbed that wave. Knows he needs to get another score. Can he get the power? No, he can't, unfortunately. You can see the teeth just going, ah! Marginal conditions. The waves are amazing. The wind is just fluking up a little bit now. And here we have Sandro Piso, front of the screen, looking for those waves. He knows it's close. You know, this is the time you have to be intelligent. It's a competition. It's not free riding. You have to use everything you can with what you got. So Jan Marcos getting very frustrated here, and yeah, understandable. You know, it's unfortunate these conditions are like this at the moment. And there you go, that's the AP. That is very good organization here from the guys up top. Juan Antonio obviously trying to make the most and see if it is possible to continue if the conditions aren't marginal, but has maximized and sees it. So yeah, it looks like we are calling it there, and I presume unless the wind comes back very soon, that might be it for the day. Okay, so it's an official. That is it for day 1 of the Kite-Surf World Cup in Cabo Verde, the island of Sal. What a day 1 we have had. We've had double overhead waves. The guys have gone on everything from 8 to 9 to 10 meter kites. We've had almost 10-point rides. Paulino Pereira killing it with a 9.7 with a bow. Mito Monteiro showing why he is one of the forces at this event with constant 7 and 8-point waves. And here you go. It's still pumping when it's over. Thank you very much for tuning in on this live stream. It's been great being here, great transmitting. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and make sure you tune in tomorrow on the Facebook and YouTube channels of the GKA. See you tomorrow, guys. Good night.